invited to the parking lot, but the truck is descending, so be careful on the way home. Welcome to the Winslow Township Board of Education's regular school board meeting. Today is Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. Public notice of this meeting is given to all board members and associates in the notice dated January 5th, 2024. Adequate and electronic notice of this public meeting has been provided, specifying the time, place, and the manner in which this meeting is being conducted. It was advertised in the Courier Post, posted in all schools, the administration office, the municipal building, the library, the Bardugal Center, and acres, Elmtown, and the Winslow Township post offices. This is our mission statement. The mission of the Winslow Township School District and large, diverse, and growing community is to educate all students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, and caring and confident members of their community. The district, in partnership with the community, and in a climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment which values excellence and diversity, encourages students to strive for personal excellence, and assist them in acquiring the knowledge, skills, and attitudes necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world. Roll call, please.
Ms. Stratton? Here. Ms. Martin? Present. Ms. Candace? Present. Ms. Peterson? Present. Mr. Shaw?
Present.
Ms. Thomas? Present. Mr. Thomas?
Here.
Ms. Pitts?
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we stand for the
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2023-2024 business goals. 1. Student achievement. Continue to implement best practices for delivering instruction to students, utilizing all available and appropriate instructional models. This shall include: A, develop plans to increase the graduation rate. B, decrease chronic absenteeism. C, increase in benchmark scores in 4th grade ELA in the year. D, accountability for all district staff and stakeholders. 2, increase parent-caregiver engagement in education. A, provide opportunities for two-way communication with district stakeholders. B, implement the culture climate survey. And 3, market our strengths and achievements to all stakeholders to increase capacity for greater parent-caregiver community support. A, work with the communications consortium. B, continue with our public relations marketing plan. C, continue to work with the various advisory committees in the district. And D, focus on refining our communication methods and messages to better market our school district.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Moving now at the top of page 2, awards and presentations. Dr. Wilson.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board and community, we do have one presentation this evening. At this time, I would like to call Mr. Shawshire to the mic, representing, of course, our principal from the middle school, and he will introduce our presenters for this evening. Mr. Shawshire.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Winslow Township. I would like to thank Dr. Casey, the Winslow Township Administration, the Winslow Township Board of Education, and all the families of our students. Tonight's presentation is the Winslow Township Middle School Student Party. Our students from the coding and game design 2 classes and the graphic design class are here to present the collaboration decorative films project. I would like to introduce Ms. Sinatra, coding and game design teacher, and Mrs. Lex, the graphic design teacher, and all their students.
Hello. Good evening. In order to start this project, Scott and I had decided that in the real field, people need to learn to work together. And so you might be a coder, but you need to learn to work with someone who is not in your field, and you need to be able to work with someone maybe in the arts. So I took the graphic design students' designs, and my students were able to add a digital element to them to create these lanterns. A lot of the tools we used, Alex, can you just hit the left or the arrow right one? Yeah, it was right. This is always the way it goes. I'm a technology teacher, but of course this would happen online if I watch. So this is one of the images that we created as samples so that we could show the students what we were looking to create. So the students created the landscape that you see at the top, and then they are lit in that terms with just a T-light. So we wanted to step it up a notch and show them what our students will move towards in the future. And we wanted to show them how coding could impact a simple project like this. So we have some new equipment, it's cutting edge equipment. You may have heard of the Cricut. A lot of people use that to do simple cuts. People make t-shirts, things like that. We use it to cut paper and things like that so that we can create these designs. But the two biggest things we have at the school are things that a lot of schools aren't working with at this level in middle school. We were able to get a grant last year for the Glowforge, and you might have seen this in ads on Facebook or on Instagram. So this is a laser cutter. So this is able to etch wood. This is able to cut paper. This is able to etch the top of a MacBook. So it has so many different possibilities that this is kind of our test to scratch the surface as to something that we can do with the students to introduce the project to them. The next one is Arduino. So we code all types of different devices, and one of the ones that our students use that they're very comfortable with is the Arduino. So if later on down you'll see in the slides, you'll see a picture of the Arduino in action, and that's what our students use to do these projects. So this is what the Glowforge does. We send an image through the computer to the device, we press a button, and it does all of the measurement, all of the cutting in order for us to place the items together. It's a wreath that we're making with a wooden base, or in this case, we cut the wooden bases of our lanterns with it.
In graphic design, we are able to expose our students to the Adobe Creative Suite software, which is an industry standard for professional graphic designers. For this project, we specifically used Adobe Illustrator, which is a software that is used to create vector graphics. So if you have a Glowforge or you have a Cricut, you would normally be buying your SVG files to cut. But here, our middle school students are able to design those files, export them, and cut them on the Cricut and the Glowforge.
And this is an image of a digital version of the Arduino. So our students learn to program on a digital image of the Arduino first, and then they use that as their mapping so that they can program it in real life and do their work. All of these lines and connections you see would be wires. We call them jumper wires because we use breadboards so that the students won't have to do any soldering connections at the middle school level. We're going to leave that one up. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Rosalind. And Rosalind's going to talk about the background of the coding portion first, and then we'll hand it off to the graphic design students so they can explain what they did for their interns.
Hello, I'm Roz Morton, and this is Alex Mitchell. We are students of Coding and Game Design 2. This year we have learned to code physical devices. The device we are using to light the lanterns is called an Arduino. We learned Python code last year, and this year we added C++. In class, we have learned how to use the breadboard for our connection so we don't have to solder.
For this project, we learned how to use code to light up an LED light with a button. Working with the graphic design class, we integrated our programs into their lanterns so that they could turn them on with the button. The LED is on the timer, so it turns off automatically.
Hi, I'm Alex Luciano, a student at the graphic design here at the middle school. For our project, we worked as a group together and determined the theme for our logo. We then used Adobe Illustrator to draw our own individual layers for the group lantern. We learned how to use the pattern and shape builder tools to create our graphics.
Hi, I'm Neva. After creating our files in Illustrator, we learned how to export our files as SVGs, or scalable vector graphics. An SVG is a unique type of image format, and instead of being made of pixels like most images, they use mathematical data, which means you can scale them up to any size and use computer-controlled cutting machines to create a variety of objects from your files. Hi, we're Olivia and Marjorie, and we created a tropical lantern with them. We created a sand layer, flamingo, palm trees, and stuff.
Creating a one-color continuous design was a challenge. We had to figure out how to use our drawing tools and new ways to create details with cutouts instead of colors.
Hi, I'm Maggie, and I created the Philadelphia lantern with Alex. One of the big things we had to think about was how to space our individual designs so you can see all 3 layers once lantern is designed. Hi, my name is Julianne. This is Asia, and we created the Paris lantern, the 3 layers, and the Eiffel Tower, a French cafe, and a Lock Bridge. One of our biggest considerations was how to design a lane so the light would shine through our cutouts and illuminate the entire lantern.
Okay, so it's a little bright in the room, but as you can see, when the students were able to press their buttons, if you just light that one again, it does illuminate, and so it illuminates to see all the different cutouts. The students have the flamingo that you can see, and the palm trees that you can see on this one, and then this last, could you describe the others?
Yes, we have the city of Philadelphia with the Eagles and the Phillies, and we have the Paris lantern as well.
And we're gonna leave them up here, so if you guys want to take a closer look, you can come up and then just press the button so you can see the light. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Board members can speak for themselves. I am amazed. There was one word, only one word that they talked about that I was even slightly familiar with, but they talked about soldering. And I associate that with welding.
Yes.
And so is it the same soldering?
It's the same type of solder, they just have connections that don't have welding. And what they do is they use a connection process and kind of thing. Kind of the way new lighting is done in homes, where they take wires to it, that's kind of what it does. To make the design, attach, light, and hook all the different type of connections together to get the light actually push at the timer and illuminate.
That is amazing. At least I think it's amazing.
They do a great job. Both of those classes are some of the best students. I couldn't be proud.
And so, and I'm thinking about our mission statement. We said that that we can provide an academic environment which values excellence. It encourages our students to strive for personal excellence and assist them acquiring the knowledge, attitudes to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world. This is a rapidly changing world, and these students, I'm pleased to see that they are really moving us into the 21st century.
Absolutely.
This is just amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
And thank all the parents out there who are responsible for these geniuses. And I'm saying geniuses because I'm amazed. These are 7th and 8th graders. I'm gonna tell you all that I was doing in 7th and 8th grade. It wasn't this.
I agree.
It wasn't this. So I am very, very impressed. And thank you so very, very much. Any other comments from board members?
Mr. Shapshire, Ms. Martin, thank you so much for having them share. That is like an outstanding to see middle school students doing something like that.
Thank you very much.
And you know what, I'll take this opportunity, and I was going to say this later on, but as many of us know, there is something that New Jersey does, especially here in Camden County. It's called the 8th grade dialogue. And in that case, what happens is that each district picks a day when they invite folks in to speak to the best and brightest 8th graders. We, Winslow, I think it was last year, Dr. Wilson,
Yes.
and we even offered it again, not just this year, but this year is going to be in Israel. So I just wanted to let everyone know. And trust me, I'm sure that Mr. Shropshire, you want to send one of our students to that 8th grade dialogue.
And I will take care of that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Madam President. Madam President, members of the board, I just want to reiterate some of the things that were stated here earlier. Our coding 2 and graphic design classrooms have cutting edge equipment as mentioned by our staff. These classes have been offered in the school, in the middle school for 7 years now. We believe that we give our young people an opportunity to be prepared to move on to high school when the classes are at another level, so it continues to grow. We are proud of the fact that we give our young people that opportunity so that they can be a step ahead. So at this point, we're very proud of the curriculum that we provided in middle school, and that this coding and graphic design is 2 examples of parts of our STEM program that we offer at the middle school. There are several other STEM programs that we offer. So we believe that we are right where we need to be, in many cases, a step ahead of many others. And I'd like to commend the 2 staff members who were presenting here tonight. There are 2 of our best teachers who do an excellent job here. Work is always on display. So I'm hoping, ladies and gentlemen, you come to visit the school, the middle school for our visitation days, and you have an opportunity to go to several of those classrooms and see the kind of work that your children are doing here at Winslow Township Middle School. Because we're really proud of what these young people are doing. And congratulations to the staff and, of course, Mr. Shropshire for giving us just a simple and a very small sample of what we're offering here at the middle school. Thank you very much.
Any other?
No, Madam President, that concludes our presentations for this evening.
Presentation. Oh. Thank you, Dr. McKee. Moving on now. Still on page 2, correspondence. Will there be any correspondence at this time?
Let me see, Madam President.
Thank you, Chico. With regards to our administrative minutes, moving on now to our board committee reports. Let's start with our athletic division. Mr. Thomas.
Good evening, Madam President. We, our committee did not meet, but I do have some great athletic information I'd like to share with all of our stakeholders, all in line with our district goals number 3, marking our strengths and achievements of all stakeholders to capacity, greater parent interest, community support. Our boys varsity basketball team performed well. Girls varsity basketball team performed well. Now our boys indoor track at the Nike Championship. Chuck Bakumake, Azamam, Jaden Moki, Darryl Jackson, Dominic Baxter took second in the 8-8 relay. The same group of boys ran the #1 time in New Jersey, fifth in the country, with a whopping 3.39.03 in the sprint medal. That's under the direction of Coach Customs. Now our girls are doing a lot of money. Girls won Group 3 state championship, 6 consecutive years in a row, 9th title since 2011. The 4x400 girls, Olivia O'Hara, Dominic Clemens, Dajan Dean, and Cynthia Robinson qualified for the Melrose Games. They had the best time in New Jersey, ranked #1 and #3 in the country, with a time of 3.56. Now the identical 4 girls are ranked #1 in New Jersey, #5 in the USA, with a time of 1.4229 for the 4x200. The shuttle hurdle relay team of Dominic Lemon, Marcella Brown, Tanya Peacock, and Sarah Handy placed first, running a 31.76, the fastest time since 2014. Olivia placed third in a smoking 55-meter dash, running a career best of 7.15, bringing her #5 in New Jersey, #40 in the USA, and #8 amongst the 2016. Olivia also placed 5th in the 300, running another career best time, 39.34, breaking the school record of 40.74 set in 2018 by Shakur Danby, breaking her #1 in New Jersey, #17 in the US. Now, Messiah won both the long and the triple jump. Messiah won the career best of 19.3 in the long jump, ranked her #1 in New Jersey, #9 in the country. And that's all under the direction of Shanita Brown. I also want to pull out, we have a girls wrestling team. We have Savannah Martin with the girls wrestling team is 5-1. And I just want to add that the winning must be catching over, because now the cheerleaders will be in the first ever competition down at Lincoln University on January 28th, so they can compete and win also. And that is my athletic report.
Starters out of ESPN for the building thing.
Madam President, I would just like to add just one additional item to Mr. Thomas' report. The young ladies are phenomenal. But one thing I'd like to emphasize is that the coach, Ms. Shanita Brown, Ms. Brown has been our coach for a number of years. The girls change every year, but the outcomes and the success remain the same year after year after year after year. As we always say, there's no substitute for good teaching, and there's definitely no substitute for good coaching. Mrs. Brown, Coach Brown is a phenomenal coach, and for her to be able to take different girls year after year after year, win state championships year after year after year, it's phenomenal. And one of the things I like to emphasize about Coach Brown, 94% of all the girls in the past 10, 12 years, I think probably longer than that, 94% of those young ladies go to college and finish. 94% of all the young ladies in that girls' track and field program, whether it's cross country, indoor track, outdoor track, 94% of those young ladies go on to college and receive a degree. Many of them go on and receive additional degrees beyond their bachelor's degree. Phenomenal coaching, phenomenal success. Those young ladies usually, the team usually average about 3.9 grade on average. Excellent. The academic program complements the athletic program. Those young ladies are phenomenal. And we would like to at least acknowledge the fact that coach is the only consistency that we have year after year. Names change, but the consistency of achievements change. And I'd like, again, to emphasize the fact that Coach Brown is doing an excellent job for our young ladies. And beyond the athletics, she's helping them to develop to be fine young women in this community. Thank you.
Ms. Coach Brown. Thank you for that, Dr. Ortiz. Moving now to our report. Is there a report from our education committee?
Yes, Madam President. The education meeting was called to order on January 16th at 4 p.m. via WebEx. In attendance was Julia Peterson, Martin Thomas, Administrator Dr. Barbara, Assistant Superintendent of Education, Committee assigned members. Discussion topics: District's alignment with the New Jersey Partnership for Student Success Learning Acceleration as part of the American Rescue Plan ARP-ESSER grant. The district was awarded a $472,946 accelerated learning coach and educator support grant to provide evidence-based professional learning and coaching opportunities and to address the academic, social, emotional, and mental health of students. The funds were used to pay teacher stipends for attending the Summer Teaching Training Academy, teacher trainers for the teacher trainer program, training resources, and needed educational instructional resources. Additionally, we received two $40,000 grants. The evidence-based summer learning and enrichment grant, funds were used to pay teacher stipends and to purchase instructional supplies for the summer program. The evidence-based comprehensive beyond the school day grant, funds were used to pay teacher stipends for before and after school tutoring and transportation. As there are one-time grants, all funds must be expended by September 30th, 2024. We are confident that all funds will be expended. Attendance concerns. No major concerns that are not being addressed through the attendance policy. Honors and induction statistics. In the middle school, for 2023-24, we inducted 50 students. In the high school, we inducted 61. In 2022-23, 64 in middle school and 20 in high school. And in 2021-22, in middle school, 68 in high school, was 14. Tutoring statistics, gifted and talent program numbers. School 1, before school tutoring, 5, after school tutoring, no after school tutoring, gifted and talented, 11. School number 2, 7, 14, after school tutoring, 22, gifted. School 3, 16, before school, 14, after school tutoring, and 12, gifted and talented. School 4, 24, before school tutoring, no after school tutoring. Gifted and talented, 27. School 5, 18, before school tutoring, 40 after school, and gifted and talented, 62. School number 6, before school tutoring, 15, after school tutoring, 14, and gifted and talented, 55. Totals for before school tutoring, 84, after school tutoring, 82, gifted and talented, 189. Upcoming supplemental parent engagement opportunities. Parent workshop, Parenting in the Digital World for Pre-K Families, which was held on Thursday, January 18th, from 6 to 7 p.m. at School 4. WTEA Families and Schools Together FAST Committee Activity, Family Enrollment and SEL Strategies, Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, from 6 to 7 p.m. at School 5. Next meeting is scheduled for 4 p.m. Tuesday, February 20th.
Thank you, Ms. Martin. Board members, would there be any comments or questions with regards to our report out of the education committee?
Yes, Madam President, I'd just like to add to Mrs. Barton's report, the numbers that we have participating in the before or after school program made it appear that you were. However, it's not because the program is not available to students. What we're finding is a lot of parents are not participating, not bringing their children, or for whatever reason, they're just not taking advantage of this opportunity that we provide. Many more students were given that opportunity. Parent permission slips requesting their participation was made available. For limited reasons, a lot of these young people are not participating. So the program is available, but unfortunately, a lot of the young people aren't participating in a program that we believe is worthwhile.
Thank you. Moving now to our operations committee, will it be a report of the operations committee?
None at this time, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Moving now to our marketing committee, will it be a report of our marketing committee?
The marketing committee will be next Wednesday, 6 p.m.
I'm sorry, Ms. Davis, did you just say that once again? You took the mic?
The marketing committee will meet next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Policy committee will not be meeting this month, January, because we have no new policies that we need to take on and discuss. So therefore, we can be looking forward to next month, February, and I will schedule our policy committee and make that announcement. Citizens Advisory Committee, Ms. Martin.
Yes, Ms. Montgomery.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
CAC meeting was held on January 11th, 2024. I will read the minutes as follows. Our meeting began at 7 o'clock with the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Board members that were present were Cheryl Pitts, Joe Thomas, Rita Martin. Committee members present, Diane McKenzie, Marcy Tomasello, Wanda Claude, Rosemary Hoffman, Meg Hogan, Jennifer Miles, and Faye Crooks. We opened up our meeting with introductions by the Board of Education, the President, Cheryl Pitts, Vice President Joe Thomas, and Ms. Rita Martin. The new CAC members were welcomed, which are Meg Hogan, Jennifer Miles, and Faye Crooks. And we opened up the floor to allow our new members to discuss their whys that they wanted to join the CAC committee. We had a CAC chairperson election. Wanda Claude was nominated and unanimously voted as the chairperson to represent the CAC for Winslow Township. The meeting began with the reviews of the purpose of the CAC and the process in which we will be providing recommendations to the Board of Education. We discussed the interaction with the public, with the parents, taxpayers, and our students to make sure that when we bring recommendations to the Board of Education, we have sound, informed information that will go to the Board of Education for discussion. We also discussed the Board of Education meetings, how we as a CAC will go out and promote parent involvement, parent engagement to come out to the Board of Education meetings and ensure that we can get more participation at these meetings on the second and fourth Wednesday of each month. The CAC also talked about past business from last year. We had a presentation by one of our previous CAC members discussing a team synopsis. However, that was incomplete, but that is still on the table for discussion for this CAC. We discussed the culture and climate survey results. We're waiting for the results and how they panned out for our district this year. We also discussed how a few of us on the CAC were contacted by educators as well as parents, how they were in the middle of doing the survey, they got kicked out and unable to respond to the survey. But we also discussed how that was our first survey and that we know that there were going to be a couple obstacles in the way, but we're going to look at it and make sure that when we offer the survey again, that we're able to make it more efficient so that every parent, every student, And if we open it up to the district are able to perform the CAC survey, the climate survey appropriately so that we can get a true result back when it comes back. We also discussed Rubies and Pearls with Diane McKenzie. She shared how she opens up her nonprofit every Saturday for girls from 5 to 18 years of age. They do multiple things, so we opened it up to the CAC and we told most of the people, we told all the ones in the CAC so we can promote it in the community, so we can get more young girls who are out there that may need job interviews or be accustomed to cooking and sewing and get them involved and doing positive things in our community. We also discussed designing a calendar to involve more people from our community in school events, from the HSAs and from the school calendar to get more community involvement at events at the school. There was a lengthy discussion dealing with the safety in our schools. There was a couple of concerns that were brought to our table describing rough behavior as a lack of emotional regulation as many students and teachers feeling unsafe. We will continue to discuss that on our board as well, to come up with remedies that we can bring and present to the Board of Education as possible solutions. We also discussed our tentative agenda items for our February 1st CAC meeting is to review restorative practices and see if it could be an initiative that we can recommend to the Board of Education after we do our informative research on it. We also discussed the CAC having a group picture so that the community, as well as students, parents, know who we are, so that we can, when they see us out in the community, they can come and they can recognize us, and we can recognize them, and we can have more conversation with our community. We also discussed putting information from the schools and CAC that's already on the website for the Winslow Township schools on different platforms so that we can get more involvement from our community and our parents. We also brought up what's called a mental health first aid responders course for 11th and 12th graders, also for any facility, any faculty members who would be interested in getting it. I, for one, am a mental health first aid responder, and I brought the information up so that it's a nonprofit organization that offers this free, and any student who takes this course gets 4 credit hours. So we're still discussing that, and we'll have more information after our next meeting. And we also discussed, as I mentioned before, about a calendar that we're coming up with. One of our young ladies, Meg, is actually working with all the HSA members to get all of the events, because HSA has been saying that they haven't been getting a lot of involvement and attendance at their events. So we're trying to build this community along with the Board of Education to ensure that we can actively involve everyone in our community to grow Winslow Township and bring more people out to see events like this that just happened tonight, that I find to be super incredible for the middle school to present tonight. So we want to have this room filled up with people seeing what we're doing inside of our schools. And the only way that can be done is work hand in hand with the marketing department, our marketing committee, with the Board of Education, and help see what we can do to assist them, or vice versa. And last but not least, it is our mission to be aligned with the Board of Education here at Winslow Township and assist with achieving the 2023-24 district goals, with our main focus on student achievement and an increased parent caregiver engagement and involvement. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Board members, any comments, questions?
Yes, Madam President, I have a few questions, or at least for clarification. There was a comment made in reference to the culture and conduct survey, that parents had some problems wanting no one or not finishing the survey. never heard the problem. Now, the survey remained online for 2 weeks for parents. One report was given to the administration. So if there was a problem, I'm not sure who they reported to, because we were available and we did not receive one complaint, either in the building level or the administration. And I'm almost certain that most of the parents in our community have issue or concerns, call the building principal. If there was something that could have been corrected that we believe, we would have corrected. On the other hand, we did not indicate through our checking process on a daily basis. We did not find any problems in the system at all. So if there were problems, I'm not sure what happened. Didn't happen on our end, because as we assess our programs on a regular basis, we didn't find any glitches. The company that was working with us setting up the dashboard, they did not indicate that there were any issues with that dashboard. So I'm not sure where that is coming from, but no one ever brought it to our attention. The other concern that I'm listening to, teachers feeling unsafe in our schools. Well, again, I haven't heard anything directed to me. None of the building principals have reported it. I have conversations on a regular basis with the president of the WTA. They have a process that is in place that will allow teachers to express any of their concerns. Have not heard of one issue to that degree. The point I'm making is there are concerns out there, and no one tells the administration, the principal, or somebody within the system how can they be addressed if they're never reported. And to hear it through the CAC tonight, it's just unacceptable. So I just have to make sure, Madam President, that I at least express those concerns. And lastly, there was a request, a final report on the climate culture survey. What final report is the CAC expecting?
Test results.
Excuse me?
Results. When you get the final report.
I'm not sure what you mean, final results.
Okay, so the survey took place.
The survey has been conducted, the survey is done, has been completed. Which outcomes are you requesting?
The overall outcomes from the results from the survey.
I don't understand. Are you talking about the tallies, the number of people participating?
Well, you gave that information out.
Right, that's what I'm asking. What
So,
are you asking
yes,
for?
that information.
Right.
Thank you, I have. But the information that we're seeking is that now that the survey has been done,
Right.
what did we find?
Oh, I had and was going to report to the board tonight on our initial findings. Those calculations from each school, those individual principals along with their staff identified the 3 top issues that they would like to address with the building principal, the staff, and the students. I had that tentative information available tonight, which was given to me this week. I will make it available to the board at our next board meeting, because I want to have an opportunity to discuss it with the leadership team. And if there are any additional questions that I have through the findings, to get back to the building principals. That will take maybe a week or so, but I will make sure that that report is available.
That
All the board. Is that what you're asking for?
Yes.
Okay. I did not know that the CAC was expecting us to get a copy of that report.
Well,
I'll
as you report information out at the board meetings, I make every attempt to take
No,
that information to.
I just need clarification because I wasn't sure. The building principals just completed their calculations. We have identified based on the findings those issues which they want to address, and we'll make them a part of their long-range planning for next school year. All right? So that is available. I will make it available to the board members at the next meeting.
Thank you so much.
Just need to make sure I understood exactly what
No
you're
problem.
asking.
Okay, so may I speak?
Thanks.
You have a couple questions and things that I stated in our meeting.
Yes,
So on the unsafe school situation,
yes.
that was just a discussion in our meeting. And like I said, we cannot go by just he said, she said.
Right.
So when we have a discussion in our meeting, and what was discussed in our meetings, It goes in our minutes. So I discussed what happened in our meeting, and it's not a throw ad, because I do believe that this school is doing a whole lot better when it comes to our disciplinary actions, when it comes to our students that are unruly. So I know that that's work in progress, but it may have been an isolated event that was discussed at our meeting, so I did bring it up to this meeting to let you know what is being discussed in our CAC meeting. The other thing is in regards to the survey, we were inquiring for the results because we would like to know what our cultural climate is in our school district. Not just the CHC, but the parents, the students, and the educators, and our school have a right to know how did that survey turn out. We were also aware that during that survey, it wasn't 100% flawless. There were some flaws in that survey when people were trying to interact with that survey, whether or not they called or whether a call was received. I didn't go into detail regarding that. I just gave a report to tell you so that when we are working on the next survey, how can we make it more friendly for the people who are not computer savvy? Because there are a lot of people who are not computer savvy. And maybe it was a simple fix, and they just didn't know how to do it. Or maybe there was a number that they could have contacted, but they just didn't see it. So we'll just make it, that was our feedback from the feedback we received from our community. And that is our job, is to give this board feedback from what we're getting from the community without any bias or being partial. So, and it's nothing, and no personal attacks to anyone on this board, but we have to be transparent. And the CAC plans on being transparent to this Board of Education as well as to the community this year. Okay?
Mrs. Gordon, may I respond?
Beg your pardon?
May I respond?
You sure may.
Sure. Now, Mrs. Gordon, no offense taken. It is my responsibility, of course, to respond to certain things, particularly when you talk about safety of the schools, which is our main number one priority. We want to make sure that our schools are safe for our staff and students. But when that type of statement is made in a public meeting, those individuals who are hearing, whether they are present or at home, definitely need some clarification, because I don't want those kind of statements to be made without some type of response. And at this point, my responsibility is to make sure that in the event those kinds of things are occurring without my knowledge, that there are venues in place for those things to be addressed. All right? And as far as when we talk about the survey itself, I'm sort of confused because I thought the survey was user-friendly, and then to think we are told repeatedly, time and time again, what the community wants, what the parents want. We had so few parents participating in the survey, we couldn't even add that number into our findings at the building level. You know, we had close to 5,000 students, and I would reason to say we would have at least 2,500 to 3,000 parents associated with our young people. And when you have less than 300 parents participating, way less than 10%, I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either as well, but communication is key to anything being accomplished. And I'm pretty sure that the communication, you did your best. We're not beating you up about the survey. We think because it's the stepping stone to doing more and more challenging events with the survey. However, if only 300 parents responded to that survey out of 4,000 students, that survey really isn't the survey.
Close to 5,000.
Okay, well, close to 5,000 students. That survey really isn't giving us a proper climate of our school, because 300 people out of 4,000, 5,000 students, how many parents that is, depending on whether they have multiple children in our school district, it's not going to be enough for us to be able to really even set up a goal or action plan.
Well, this is going to be on the same page. I agree with you 1,000%. And at this point, as you well know, we took a lot of time in promoting, calling, robocalls, information available on the website. We couldn't even use our computers without the alert popping up. I would be more than happy to be able to reach a resolution or find out why we didn't have participation So I agree with you. And no, we will not be able to get a true finding based on parental participation. However, within the schools itself, the teachers and the students, we will do the best we can. But I just wanted to say that if there is something else that needs to be done in order for these surveys to be more effective, then I'm more than happy to address and work with you in getting that done. Because I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, the participation is so low that the parent participation cannot even be a part of the findings for each of the buildings. I agree.
And I agree with you on that. So moving forward, I'm pretty sure next time we do a survey, we'll have more participation because the CHC's mission, like I said, is to get out here to our community, to get more parents involved and engaged in our students and their achievements, their academic success, and the accountability held by the school district.
Ms. Carl, I look forward to working with you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, so that before we move from our committee reports, as you see, we have our student representative here with us this evening, and we don't want her to be overlooked. She is a busy lady. She does come to us at least once a month, so I'm going to turn it over to her. I want her to again reintroduce herself to us and let us know what she has to report to us.
Thank you. So I am Taisha Doyle. I'm the Senate President of Winslow Township High School. And I would just like to start off by seconding what Mr. Thomas and Dr. Poteet said about the girls' track team, which I hold an honor being a part of. And I can also second the great work that Coach Brown puts in. And I can attest firsthand that she is great and she is very supportive. And I would also like to give an update on what we're doing in school. So yesterday we had our grade level meetings, and in our grade level meetings were the topic was just conflict resolution. So we had a presentation that gave different resolutions to conflict and just giving students proper ways to deal with conflict rather than to make decisions that would have consequences for decisions. And also tomorrow we are inviting our 8th graders up to the building so that we can show them our electives and show them what we have to offer, just so that they can make the decision on what elective they will be choosing when they get to high school. And yes, we will have the SGA helping with that, and we'll be giving tours to the students and whatnot.
Does that conclude your report, Taisha?
Yes, that's
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
May I have 30 seconds just to report out? I had a visit to school 6, there's no 6 down, I represent the school. Can I just do a quick report for 30 seconds?
Absolutely.
I visited school 6 before I was a representative of the high school, so I went down to school 6. And it was a pure joy. I mean, the culture was good, it was a pure joy. We had a principal there that had everything in place. He had a wall of promise for our kids, with the names go up on the wall, and the state here was about to promote the progression of our youth. There's about 518 kids there, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, 8th graders. We also have a student of the month. It's not just based on academics, it's based on certain criteria to make sure that the quality of who gets there gets rewarded. And this month's qualifier is responsibility. Whoever comes in and performs and shows responsibility for that month gets awarded the student of the month. I just like to commend Mr. Jackson for doing down there as a teacher of the month down there. I'm just overwhelmed with joy to see the atmosphere that's going on at the school.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. That was 30 seconds long use. What I'm going to say is this. I promise I won't do this again, but this is the beginning of the year. And as I look out and I see our administrators, I know it's been a long day. So I'm gonna ask you just to stand up so that the camera can see, so that folks know that yes, these are our administrators. So all of our principals just stand up, please. Thank you very much. Moving now, board members, we're on page 2. At the superintendent's report, I'm asking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report as it appears at the top of page 2, and it then continues through to the bottom of page 6. Is there a motion? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve superintendent's report.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Shaw, seconded by Ms. Martin. Any further comments or questions?
I have one comment. I just want to point out on number 13, which is School 5 Financial Literacy. I just want to let the community know that we do have programs that educate you for the financial literacy. If you look at number 14, is the financial literacy, not just for the student, but for the parent as well.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Redding?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Candace? Yes. Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Yes. Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, I'm at the top of page 7. I'm asking for a motion to approve the business administrator board secretary's report as it appears at the top of page 7 and continues through to the top of page 11. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Martin, second by Ms. Peterson. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Redding?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Candace? Yes. Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, on our personnel report, before I call for a motion to approve, I draw your attention to number 3. Under our personnel report where it says resignations, so we will delete that. Okay? So therefore, I'm asking for a motion to approve our personnel report with the deleted item number 3 as it appears on page 11 and continues through to page 13. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve personnel report, deletion of number 3, ending on page 13 and 5.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Ms. Peterson. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Redding?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Candace? Ms. Peterson? Yes. Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Yes. Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, I'm at the top of page 14, our addendum. And at this time, I'm pretty sure that we've had an opportunity to review this. So therefore, I'm asking for a motion to approve the items on our addendum, beginning with the business administrative board secretary's report as it begins on page 1 and continues through to the top of page 3. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept business administrative report, secretary's report, begins on page 1, goes up to page 3 at the top.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Ms. Peterson. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Redding?
Yes.
Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Candace? Yes. Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Yes. Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, to our personnel report. I'm asking for a motion to approve the personnel report as it appears on our agenda, beginning at the bottom of page 3, continuing through to the bottom of page 4. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve personnel report, starts at the bottom of page 3 and goes over to page 4.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Ms. Peterson. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Redding,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Candace,
Yes.
Ms. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas, Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, to our regular agenda. I'm at the top of page 14, the Open Public Records Act. Ms. Chico?
Yes, during the period from January 5th to January 18th, we responded to one of the SOPR requests from Jeremy Tyner from Research Support Analyst, Bill Technique, and he wanted the calculations and contract documents related to the 2024-01 for blended online literacy program. And through that, it also noted that it wasn't a good start. And that is program.
Thank you very much. Moving now, board members, to informational items. Dr. Kuti?
Yes, Madam President, members of the board of community, I have 3 information items, 2 of which have already been discussed to some degree, but I'll just reiterate it again. Mrs. Martin mentioned about the family wellness, social emotional learning strategies workshop, which is Tuesday, January 30th. I will have a roll call out tomorrow night to remind all parents and families that they are invited to this workshop, and we're hoping that you will come out and participate. Just a reminder to everyone, the end of the second market period is Friday, January 26th. Report cards will begin and become available February 8th for all parents. Parent-teacher conferences are shortly thereafter on February 14th and 15th. And teacher in-service day is on the 16th, which is that Friday. No school for students. I'm encouraging all parents to please come out and have those discussions with with the teachers about their students' academic progress and any other issues or concerns you may have. So please come out and visit our schools for this very important time. Lastly, we had talked about briefly the climate and culture survey. I do have a draft copy of that survey with me tonight. I was just going to mention that we have gathered that information from each of the building principals. I'm in the process of assessing that data. If I have any additional questions for clarification, I will meet Dr. Carpenter for that purpose, and I will make sure that the climate survey outcomes will be made available to the board at our next school meeting. Madam President, that concludes my information items for this evening.
Thank you. Board members, moving now to old business. Would there be any old business that you would care to discuss at this time?
Yes, we actually have several items.
Okay, Ms. Candace?
I know, I think it was the beginning of our December meeting, we discussed October, November, chapter 4 numbers.
Okay, Ms. Candace, can you speak into the mic? You have a very soft voice. It's not working? Okay, can you hold on for a minute? Where's our tech person? We need to get a mic to Ms. Candace.
I'm sorry, my voice isn't working today. Now, I wanted to circle back to the November chat with the board member, the community recommendations, one being that board members attend. That board members attend their building HSA meetings. If the board had any feelings on that?
Board members?
Madam President, I know that School 6 is having a book fair this week, and I will be there Friday to fill in the spot that's needed to assist the HSA and book fair.
Ms. Fitz, I would just indicate my concern that there be 4 or less at any type of gathering where the business of the district would be discussed so that we don't run afoul of the Open and Public Meetings Act. And how about tomorrow where the business starts to get very fuzzy? I know we're not taking any specific action, where you're having discussions that can still be problematic. I have absolutely no problem with 4 attending each and every meeting. 5 attending each meeting could become problematic from a legal point of view.
Thank you, Mr. Long, and I would hope that at this point, most of our board members are absolutely aware of that, because that was also mentioned with regards to, at any time, board members would care to step into and be a part of and attend the citizen advisory committee. I think we're aware of that, but it really does help to be aligned.
Well, I think the easiest way, considering each board member has a school that they are a representative of, they would just attend that school's HSA meeting. And I think that would keep us from going afoul of that issue. But that would be my recommendation.
Very good. So certainly that's one of the reasons even why, as a district, we initiated that adopted school, so that each board member, each building would know that at least there is a board member assigned to you that would be available to assist in any way possible. Next item, Ms. Candace?
Another recommendation that had come forward for that was, again, having, we kind of didn't really flesh this idea out too well, but webinars or some type of interviews being recorded, not necessarily by our high school studio department, because Dr. Quincy mentioned that we couldn't utilize, the high school department too much because they have their own curriculum, but even if our tech department kind of put together some informational videos for parents in regards to, how systems work and how HSAs work, that sort of thing. I can recall helping out at the HSA back to school night at the high school, and the number of parents who came up to ask what the HSA was at the high school level was concerning to me. So that might explain why we have low participation in the HSA meetings. There was some suggestion that might be something that the CAC would take up, so I'll be you, Ms. Flora. Okay? And Ms. Martin, if that's agreeable to you. So I just wanted to put that back out there. The last item that I wanted to bring back, and this one will go to Dr. Quincy. And again, this hopefully might help with the building level HSA participation, is where we have building level text messaging to the parents in regards to HSA meeting and important things they should know about.
Mrs. Nieves, I'm not sure what is the communication between the HSA president and the school building principal. I do know that they collaborate quite a bit. Presently, I know that the principals are using parent portals, they do robocalls, they're using websites, sending out emails and flyers. I can't speak to text messaging or how many of them and how often they text parents. That's a conversation I can have with the building principals. One of the things I do know, even with the robocalls, a lot of them, because I can check the very next day through our system how many parents received the robocall, how many did not receive it, how many phones are blocked. And one of the issues that I had is a lot of telephone numbers are blocked, and there's still a lot of parents out there that have not provided us with those numbers. So along with those conversations, I think I would ask the building principals, along with myself, to encourage all parents to make sure that we have their updated contact information and that they allow us to communicate with them through a viable telephone number or whatever. And we'll see how that works out for us. But I know all these other vehicles are being used at this time to communicate with parents. I'll put that on our agenda for discussion.
Mr. Levis, in reference to the HSAs, as you heard, Ms. Floyd, we're in the process of putting a calendar together to make sure that those things happen.
Thank you. So that leads me into the next thing. Now that we've dealt with the last chat with the board member, we had said that we wanted to do these chat with the board members quarterly. We had talked as February being the time for our next one. I did pose the question as to whether it should be in person or virtual. The dates that I was looking at this point are February 7th or February 21st. So those are the other Wednesdays when we do not have board meetings. And just something interesting, talking about a district calendar, as I was trying to pull together possible dates, I was thinking a district calendar would be really great to not have to go to each school's individual website to see if there was anything that would, kind of coincide with those dates, we would have the participation. And then as I was looking, the February calendars are not even on our website yet, so I don't even know at this point if these dates contradict anything that's going on in the schools. So maybe even expanding that. I know the HSCs usually hang out their events throughout the year. So even if we can kind of plot an entire year calendar and add things as they would go along, I think it would be helpful. Not only to plan in things like this, but to parents as well and community members who may want to go out to these events. And I know the CAC has kind of brought that up several times over the years as well. Okay. So those are the two dates I'm looking at, virtual or in person, if anyone has any feelings either way.
Well, since we're starting out our year again with our chapter board member, I really believe that at least the first level that we have should be in person, whether permitting, and of course, if whether it doesn't permit, certainly we will notify people. But I would say that at least the first chapter board member should be in person. As soon as we can make sure, settle on the date and the availability of the building, the locations that we have. Any other comments? Any other?
I'm going to prepare one of those dates in person is perfectly fine with me. I just focus in a row and not to repeat and figure out what days are good for that.
Mrs. Davis, are you looking at a specific location for that meeting?
Yes, I was actually going to ask, given the acoustics in this room, whether utilizing the administrative building would be an option for that in-person event.
The administration building is an option. I'll check with Mrs. McCurry to see if we have anything planned, and at this point, I don't think so, particularly in the evening, as long as it's not on a board meeting night, which you've already indicated, so I don't anticipate that to be a problem.
And then I would probably lean towards February 21st, that way we would, have a month to get the information out there, give you time to put out the protocols, emails, and, that sort of thing as well, just to give us a little bit more lead time. Then the only other thing that I would ask of the board, I know our last chat with the board member, we kind of gave a topic to kind of keep the conversation focused. So our last topic for the chat with the board member was parent engagement. Did any board members feel any way about continuing that topic of conversation or introducing a new topic?
I think actually that's a great way to start it out, because of course it goes along with one of our goals, and we said that this year, going forward, we actually want to increase parent participation, because the parents in the school and our administrators, that's what's going to help achieve our main goal, which always is student achievement. So I would think that certainly Ms. Harris, that would be an ideal topic to continue with. And I would agree for the day of February 24th, gives us a full month, just as you say, to make sure that we get the word out.
21st.
February 21st, I stand corrected, 21st, February 21st.
21st in the administration building. And
Do you have a specific time, Mrs. Davis?
I think 7 p.m. I think that's what I think when we did it virtually, we might have went to 8 p.m. But I think for an in-person, 7 p.m. seems to be a little bit better. Then, if any board members who are interested in attending, I know we need to keep it to 4. So if 3 board members want to volunteer to sit in with me, just shoot me an email, let me know. So Michelle's already basically saying thank you. So really check their calendars and let me know in regards to that. And that was all I had for business.
Mrs. Bennett, is it possible that we can consider doing a Facebook Live? So some parents maybe get on Facebook Live and it's not as difficult as any other platform.
My only, I mean, I agree with that, or even streaming it, we know our streaming capabilities are better in that building. What I've heard from the community, and, you know, I'm open to suggestions, is people tend not to be as candid as they would be if they feel like it's being streamed and recorded. But I have no problem with it.
So you'll let us know?
Or should we consult with the CAC or community, or, I don't know, what do you think as well?
I think that's a great idea.
Have it streamed? Would that mean that they would have two-way communication and to be able to call it?
Facebook Live, you can have two-way communication. And even streaming, but I think sometimes I would ask someone younger than me.
Well, but how
What
about
platform are most younger people?
Or what be Facebook, I'll tell you that right now, that's Instagram, Snapchat. But for our parents, I would say it would be Facebook, to have that type of utilization. I believe it's Ms. McCrary that manages our Facebook account, Dr. Coates.
Yes.
Okay, so somebody would need to have our Facebook account live, the camera pointed at wherever it would need to be in the room, and they would need to be monitoring the comments as they came in, and then we can speak to that. So we would need access administratively to the Facebook account to set that up in that room. It's okay, I've done this before, it's okay. But if that's it, somebody would need to be monitoring those comments, which I can do as long as I'm logged in, it's fine.
May I comment?
Yes, sir.
And I'm not opposed to anything you recommend, I think move just a little bit fast for us. We're just getting streaming down to where it needs to be, and to try to do a little more on Facebook and having someone do that. It may take a little time. I don't want to cause another issue where it's not working, we don't have it right in such a short period of time. So we can move forward with live streaming, and leads from that point on. If you want us to look at some of the other platforms, we can do that. But right now, I'm not comfortable with being able to say, yes, we can do Facebook streaming, whatever that may be. All right?
All right. So are we okay with that? Are we settled with that? Board members?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so we will have that, it appears February 21st. At the administration building at 7 p.m. And we got our topic, and Mr. Evans, I would ask that we have in some way a way of being able to find out exactly those who are attending. Because usually we have the description, just like we have this in person, we have the signage.
That's fine.
Okay. Continuing with old business, one other thing that I want to do, old business, and it again happened this evening with regards to holding our meetings here in this room. We have discussed it several times, and very often the technology is with the best. I've been told, and I think we all have been told that some people who try to join us, that the audio was not great, and we had talked about a couple of ways of addressing that. One, to upgrade our mics, or two, simply to move the this meeting and this second meeting in one to another location, perhaps the auditorium. Now, based on what we did last year, it appears that it's working well, and that is that the first meeting in the month is held at the administration building, and of course the second meeting of the month is held here, because this is where we have our students present, and it's working. It's working pretty well. However, there is still a problem with the audio in this particular location.
Madam President, as I reported out on numerous occasions here in our meetings, it's more than mics. In order for us to adequately stream these meetings without any problems, there's a lot that needs to be done. First of all, we're talking about a cafeteria. This room was not designed for live streaming, and we will continue to have that problem as long as we're here. The wide open spaces, the sound bouncing off the walls, the floors would have to be carpeted. And we don't want to do that because this is a cafeteria. We want to keep it a cafeteria. And I think it would be too expensive and money wasted trying to put this or make this room conducive to what we're trying to do. Now, I've given recommendations. The high school auditorium, as you well know, we spent a lot of money renovating the high school auditorium. It's just a matter of showing up. The room, of course, is conducive to what we want to do. The mic system is there. I would just have to check to make sure we have enough mics for the school board. But it's just a matter of moving the meeting from here to high school. Other than that, we want to continue to have the problems that we're having here, and the parents and the community are going to continue to have the problems of not being able to hear what we're saying for a multitude of reasons. And right now, trying to reconfigure and place money into this room to do what we want to do is money wasted, particularly when we already have a place, all we have to do is move to another location. That would be my recommendation, and we need to leave this cafeteria as it is because it meets the needs of the middle school and for the purpose it was designed, not for what we're trying to do here tonight.
Dr. Petit, is it possible for us to do a trial run?
Yeah, there's always that possibility, Mrs. Martin. I would speak with Mr. Morella. First of all, to make sure that we're not conflicting with anything that they have planned. But I think the sooner we try it, the better it will be for us. Because right now, I'm repeatedly being asked, can we do anything to make it better at the middle school? Can we do anything better? And I'm saying, no, not unless you want to spend an enormous amount of money to reconfigure, put the sounding, whatever they call them, on the walls, and lower the ceilings, carpet the floors, similar to what we've done in the administration building. That's why the acoustics and the sound is so much better, because the room is designed for what we want to do. This cafeteria will never be able to do that without us spending a lot of money to do what needs to be done in this room.
Dr. Otieno, please do decide to move to the auditorium. Would that still be the second meeting in the month so that the students will be able to?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And just so you know, many school districts across the state of New Jersey and across the country have their board meetings in it already. I mean, it's not something unique to us. We get it. I mean, it's something that on a regular basis in many school districts because for what we're talking about, plus you have the seating and all the other things we need in order for it to happen. So it's something that occurs on a regular basis. We have access. My advice is always, why don't we just do it so we can stop frustrating our listening community every second board meeting of the month when we know we can't make this situation any better.
Okay, so board members, let's make a decision here with regards to making sure that our meetings, our second meetings of the month are certain.
And I would say, as Mrs. Martin recommended, let's do a trial run.
And so when will we do the trial run? Will we do the second meeting in February?
I will check with Mr. Murrow to make sure he's available in the second meeting.
Mr. Murrow.
Well, I'm not sure he has a calendar in his back pocket.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
But I think it's worth a try. I mean,
Okay.
We don't lose anything by trying to improve what we're doing by moving to another.
Right, exactly. As long as we make sure that once you speak with Mr. Murrow, that we can tie down that second meeting in February. So that, of course, as you know, we've already approved our meetings and the locations
Yes.
of the office. So we have to make absolutely sure that we get the word out.
Right.
So are we agreed, board members? Is there consensus and agreement that we're going to do a trial run for our second meeting in February and have it in the auditorium?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Mr. Long, is that enough yeses? Okay, so that's, so Dr. Montiel, that's what we're sure that we
I'll have that conversation with Ms. Miller.
Thank you. Moving now, board members, to new business.
Yes, Madam President. I was very impressed with the presentation today by the STEM, middle school. Is it possible to link that presentation to the middle school? So those that weren't able to see it tonight, it's set apart from everything else. Some of the presentations that were given.
Well, all of our meetings are recorded.
I'm not in the meeting, I'm just saying the presentation.
Oh, so you want us to extract it from the meeting and just post the presentation? I think that's possible.
And the reason why I say this is because this summer they were planning the village of Camden, was planning an entrepreneurship, Allen Park. These students be entrepreneurs. So that's why I was looking at, it's not just something outside.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. T. Any more new business?
Yes, Madam President.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes. Well, see, there's a presentation here tonight, number 5, board agenda, which is financial literacy, public banks coming across to help with literacy. I've been having conversations with my day job with various businesses and different corporate sponsors. And as you can see, as in our track team and other things, we're not just local. We're across the country. Winslow is most people in schools, most venues, one way or another. So I've been doing some research. I've been talking to the Minister, Dr. Posey, about some corporate sponsorships and what opportunities that our district could benefit from corporate sponsorship, whether it's putting on education seminars, quick home webinars, helping us do things that won't extract additional funds from our budget. I'm just asking permission to continue to work with Dr. Posey and his staff to see what opportunities for there could exist. Once again, we're not making decisions, we're just doing research to see how the career-minded corporate business structure can help the education process here.
Well, certainly, Mr. Thomas, I think that's certainly worth exploring, and I believe that you also are on the marketing committee.
Yes, sir.
And so that's right in your okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just last but not least, speaking about Winslow getting out there, I don't see her in the audience tonight, but there's a reporter who, for the last several months, her name is Geneva Gerwitz, and she's from the Hamilton News. She's been coming to both of our meetings. And just if you have an opportunity, this is a copy of what she did at our last board meeting. And I thought that she did a great job at heading these Winslow Township Board of Education squares and board members, and she took pictures, so it'll be up here if you want to take a look at it. Any other new business?
I had one kind of a request. So I know we just had this long conversation about the acoustics in this room. Full disclosure, I am a band parent, and we know that spring concerts are coming up soon, and we talked about how much better the acoustics are in our high school auditorium. So I was wondering, Dr. Petit, and since we have Mr. Morelli here, if it's possible to move our schools 5, 6, and middle school band concerts to the high school auditorium as opposed to having them in the less acoustically conducive buildings where they're currently going to be held.
Mrs. Nieves, that process has been in place for quite some time. We have said to our building principals, if you want to use the high school for an activity or function, it's just a matter of calling Mr. Morelli and set up a time and date so that there's no conflict in anything that he's doing at the high school. So they are aware of that. So if they're HSAs or anyone who are requesting to use the high school through the building principal for their spring concert, it's just a matter of calling Mr. Morelli, setting it up, and make sure there's not a conflict or whatever the available dates are, and we'll make it happen.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none? Mr. Long? Any public comment? Yes, ma'am. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making the important decisions that affect the children of our community. We believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings, to ensure that all of our citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask that the speakers follow the guidelines for making public comment. Tonight, Ms. Chico will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. We'd ask that you kindly respect the following procedures. 1, all members of the public addressing school board meetings and attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. 2, state your full name and address. 3, limit your comments to 4 minutes. 4, in the event we're unable to answer your questions, please submit your name, address, and telephone number where you can be contacted, and your question will be answered within a reasonable time. And lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, or other testifier, or a member of the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Long. At this time, board members, I'm asking for a motion to approve our moving into public comments.
Motion to move into public comments.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Ms. Peterson, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Ms. Chico.
Nobody signed up.
Gentlemen, sign up for public comments at this time. Madam Clerk, has our tech department, has anyone called in?
No caller.
To call. Okay, thank you. Therefore, at this time, board members, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Public. Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Ms. Peterson, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Therefore, at this time, board members, I'm asking for a motion to approve our moving into executive session.
If I may, Madam President.
Yes, Mr. Long.
In accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, the board will be entering into an executive session on January 24th, 2024 at 8:33 p.m. Of the 9 exceptions, we'll be doing item number 1, which matters by law are required to be kept confidential, and they are matters relating to student discipline. Is the need for confidentiality. I would anticipate that, given the number of items we have to cover, we may be in excess of an hour to 90 minutes in executive session dealing with those student matters. So with that, we would have asked for a motion and a second and a roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Asking for a motion to approve our moving into executive session.
Motion to move into executive session.
Moved by Ms. Martin, second by Ms. Peterson. Roll call, please.
Ms. Redden? Yes. Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Nieves? Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Thomas? Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Ms. Chico. We now enter into executive session. Madam President, we have